All right, guys, welcome to the very first installment episode here of the ChatGPT series. My name is Dave Forday, and this is Full-Time Credit Repair starting from zero. And in this series, we are going to talk about GPT, ChatGPT that is, or custom GPTs as you'll find in this particular episode, which we're going to create, and how they can be beneficial to your business to really streamline things and make you ultimately more money. So let's get into it. What you are staring at actually, probably used to looking at it like this, because that would be a new message under the ChatGPT icon or bot that they've created. Now, we're going to be creating our own bot. And to do that, we're going to need two tabs open. One tab is going to be for this button, which you're going to be looking for. The other tab is going to be a fresh button that's just going to look like this. And it's really just more for references. So let's get started. What, though, is a GPT? Well, GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformers, and they're basically meant to be a brain that works in conjunction with you to create a more efficient work environment by producing materials and getting to know you and producing the materials that you'd be normally looking for at a faster rate. GPTs are sort of your little personal virtual assistant. It's going to be on configure, but we're going to go over to create because create tells you a little bit of brief of what it is. It says, hey, I'm here to help you build a new GPT. You can say something like make a creative who helps generate visuals for new products, or make software engineer who helps format my code. In this case, we don't need that. We're going to be using credit repair, but we're going to use ChatGPT to create the information to enter in here. And this will be your first lesson on using ChatGPT, create your bot, by using what is called imaging. And imaging is, an artificial intelligence segment of ChatGPT where you can use your light shot tool, which we talked about in an earlier episode, to get a screen grab. You basically create a hotkey that triggers this, and then you get the section that you want to copy. And then with the new tab open, you go and you paste it. Now, since this is the first lesson on prompting ChatGPT, we're going to get into that. What we've done is we've given it basically some imagery to look at, and it'll know what we're trying to do based on just this, because it'll see the blank boxes and it'll be like, oh, well, you're probably wanting to put the information in. But we want to prompt it. So this will all be in capitals, but I always say, chat, hello. I'd like to create a bot using your own system, and here is the screenshot of the fields that I need help with. Can you please create a chat bot for me and tell me what to say? Tell me what to put there. My company, and by the way, don't worry if you're going to get misspellings. You're going to see them a lot in this, but the point is that it'll understand it. My company is fulltimecreditrepair.com. I'm trying not to, of course, but if we do, I'm not going to keep doing it because there's a lot to talk about. Full-time credit repair, and we help folks fix their credit. That's what we do. Let's do it. So again, in the first lesson, what it's going to do, it's going to basically give you all of the fields that you need, which, as you can see, if we scroll up a little bit, it's already started to do that, the name and the description, and then we've got the instructions, and we've got the conversation starters. Now, reason I have you had two of these open, actually we're going to open one more, is because I want you to see what these sections, what this is right here, because this is sort of a complementary thing that they've created to make ChatGPT easier to use, but we're going to change these into, like, instead of saying like write a Python script, which we don't need, or help me pick something, we're going to use it as our prompting hotkeys. And so as we're creating our bot over here, you're going to notice a section down at the bottom is going to say conversation starters. And that's what conversation starters are. But the conversation starters they listed, I don't want to use. So I'm going to actually take what they've given me here and create this. But that part I won't be needing. So if you're following along, it's giving me the description of what it is. And we're going to read that. It says, is your personal assistant for navigating the complexities of credit repair. It provides guidance, answers questions about credit scores, reports, and offers tailored advice to help you improve your financial standing. Okay, great. Now I want the instructions, because those are important, and I wouldn't know what to write without you. And then I want to know about my conversation starters. So what do I do with these? Well, I turn these into my hotkeys, and I say, write the Attorney General. That's one thing we do a lot around here. Put them to work. General. Write the CFBP. Write a debt validation letter. Write a demand to comply. I always put credit, apply for credit. Now I've got it. I've got everything set up and I want to give it some more information. So I will be including these in the course, but if I go to upload files, I have some basic dispute, credit information, debt time clock, a trifecta program that I've created, a trade line video, and a what's next video. And I'm going to hit open. And all of this information, which are just attachment pieces that I would be sending to my clients who are doing regular credit repair with me, is now going to get filtered into this one chat bot that's designed specifically for me. It's going to read through this information. It's going to be like, okay, I get what's going on here. I see what's happening. I can work with this. Let's do it. Now, the other thing I want to tell it about is another file that I have here. And this file, though, is going to be, if I can get it, it's going to be under my Max folder, and it's going to be FCRA 605B, which is the laws about identity theft, because I want to prep it and give it as much as I can that it knows about. Once this is done, it'll have some good information on it. It'll actually really create a piece on the server that's really built for you. And there's pieces to it. So capabilities, web browsing, we're going to get into that, image generation, and code interpreting. All right, now this is a bot that lives here as we hit save, and remember the name of it. I'm going to have to move this so you can see it. It's Credit Men Bot. I want to call it Full-Time Bot. And when I save it, it's going to ask me who I want to publish it to. This is very important, and we talked about this in an earlier video, making sure that you have all of the rights to be able to work with people and use ChatGPT, since it is an open network. We do, of course, but I also only want to publish it to myself. Publishing it to everyone will help the brain speed up, but I feel like I don't want to open up my network to people's private information, obviously, so we're publishing it directly to myself. When we hit the OK, we now have our own unique ChatGPT bot, which will be listed on the left side here under Full-Time Bot. Keep in mind, ChatGPT bots stay here at the top, so anytime you want to use theirs, you just go here, and if you have it like all filled up with stuff, you just hit here and it'll clear it. When I go to Full-Time Bot, I now have my own stuff where I can start to prompt it, and it'll start to remember. I want to point out this section. I'm going to be quick about it, but essentially, if I were to say write the Attorney General, it's going to be like, oh, it looks like you're trying to write the Attorney General. But we're not really trying to like get this templated letter or even sit through here. Sometimes they make you sit through here. We've just started this discussion, and we've prompted ChatGPT to know now what we're looking for. So what we can do and what we're going to find in the following videos is how we can copy information, paste it in, and have that information inserted into the proper letterheads positions. Make your letter writing a lot easier. All right, the next section we're going to talk about is keeping with this is if you wanted to do a ChatGPT bot on your own site and not have to come through here or have more control over the functionality, they have APIs designed that can talk to your clients on your own website, and it would just link to this Full-Time Bot. It'd be individual for everybody. Nobody would see it, except it would just be building its own brain. And you can do that through a company called Legitly, which is a great company that produces like basically verification software and anti-counterfeiting software. But if you need something cool done like this, where you can have maybe like a chat window and have the information presented to your clients and it be self-branded, then they produce these chat windows that you can get in touch with them, and they will produce something that will link to this. And you won't need to continue to come back to ChatGPT, but in fact, you can run all of your questions and queries through here. And so can your clients if you want to create a cool little feature for them. So I'm not sure what their pricing structure is. I just know that they do a pretty good job. So check those guys out if you get an opportunity. And we're going to move on to the next part of the course. I'm going to start that right now.